Wagwan future millionaires, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Demetress Fairman. People always say that you create the life that you want, and I try my best to live by this statement each and every day. If you're watching this video, chances are you're in your 20s like me, and chances are you want a certain lifestyle. A lifestyle that is on the wealthier side. A lifestyle that allows you to live life on your own terms. And while it seems easy to spend money mindlessly right now because we're young and we have time to recover, in these economic times, I don't think it's wise. And I think that we should spend our money on things that can give us a positive ROI, which is return on investment. That's why in this video, I created a list of 5 purchases that you should make in your 20s that will more than likely set you on the path of wealth. Stay tuned. The first purchase on this list is going to be extra education. In my new life as a young adult, I realized that solely depending on a formal education isn't enough. And I'm not bashing schools or anything. I'm just saying that if you're in school right now, make the most of it and venture into something that you can learn a skill or something that you're interested in, and make sure that that skill can also pay you handsomely. But I figured out that if you want to make an extra dollar, separate yourself from the pack, or build a side hustle, you're going to have to adapt the mentality of being a lifelong learner. Learning never stops. And one thing I realize with rich people is that they're always learning, and they're not afraid to spend some money or spend some cash on information that will either better them or better their business. We're in a world right now where data is everywhere. Information is at our fingertips, and most of the times all it takes is just a small cash investment to better yourself and learn that new skill. There is going to come a point where it doesn't matter the amount of hours that you put in, you're going to reach a cap on that income. So in order to make more money, you're going to have to tie that value with what you bring to the table. Or short and spicy, you're going to be paid in relation to the value that you provide. With platforms like even YouTube that you're watching right now, you can learn to code, make websites, you can learn to make ebooks, you can even learn how to be an Excel whiz. And who knows, by even learning some detailed Excel algorithms, you may be able to negotiate your pay at work or become that awesome data analyst that everybody depends on, making you indispensable. But don't just take information from everybody, especially those people driving those fancy Lamborghinis standing beside the mansion that they rent and not own. So be mindful of who you get your information from, because not everybody is credible. Reading books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Intelligent Investor, Think and Grow Rich have been good investments for me, and they have helped me in my investment journey, and they might do the same for you. So why not be a sponge and learn as much as you can in your 20s? By the way, ignore that fan in the background. It's Jamaica, it's summer, it's hot, it's Old Harbor. It's a hellhole here. Number 2 is going to be purchasing side hustle gear. We all want side hustles, but the truth is most of us are scared to pull that trigger when it comes to purchasing the equipment that we need for these hustles. Take for instance, purchasing a laptop. Sure, you can use your smartphone to do most of the tasks that a laptop can do, but there comes a point when the smartphone isn't as productive as the laptop, and you're going to generally make things harder than what they need to be. When I started YouTube, I knew that I would have to change from my university laptop that was slow and falling apart at the hinges. I knew I needed something that the YouTubers were using. I wanted to be a YouTube wannabe. Well, still am really a YouTube wannabe. So I invested in a MacBook Pro 2015, and trust me, up to now, it's one of the best investments that I've ever made. I use it to create pictures, thumbnails, to edit videos, to do client work for people, and I know that the ROI is going to be huge on this because it is the engine behind my YouTube channel. All I'm saying is that if we're serious about our side hustles, then we have to invest in the equipment that will set us apart, that will make us seem seem like we know what we're doing. That's why I made sure to invest in some good gear for this channel. I have the Canon M50 that I use right here to make my YouTube videos, to shoot the videos. I also have my background light that I use for the backdrop. I have my main YouTube key light right here. I have my laptop, and I also have my mic. So I think I have some decent tools to get this sideshow off the ground. They always say that a good worker never forgets his tools, and I think that a good worker is defined by their tools. Think about what you want to do. Then think about what you need to buy to accomplish those tasks. Bite the bullet, make the investment, and purchase the equipment. Third on this list is going to be investing in work and travel. If your university or college supports the work and travel system, then by all means jump on this opportunity, because going on work and travel is one of the best purchases that I've ever made when I was younger. One, by going on work and travel, you can lessen or free up the financial burden of going to university. And two, by going to different countries and learning cultures, you become more rounded and more appreciative of the country that you are from. To me, going on work and travel is one of the best investments you can make when you're younger, because you form good relationships, whether that's by making new friends or building a relationship with your boss who sees potential in you and gives you a permanent job that may later lead to migration. But honestly, being a well-traveled person makes you more mature to the real world and makes you learn new skills that you wouldn't even have thought of just being at home, sitting on your couch and waiting for school to start back in September. If push comes to shove and I have nothing and I fall flat on my face, I know that because of my trips to America, I've acquired new skills, whether that's from good customer service, from learning to be a chef, from being a hotel maintenance guy, to all the way to fixing AC units. Yo, work and travel taught me all of that. Plus, it also teaches you good money management, because then people that want them rent, make sure so you pay all your taxes them, make sure that you can eat healthy, make sure you have some emergency money, and make sure if you want to go back on the program next year, you have that money put aside separate from your school fee money. This is something that I always say to my mother. I'm glad that I went on work and travel, because the travels made me a man. Number 4 is going to be invest in your health. You will only be as productive and monetizable as long as your body and mind can endure it. Trust me, this statement is true. A weak body will never accomplish the task that you place on it. And sure, hustling all the time feels good and fulfilling, but seeing your body wither away and become inefficient is just as depressing as not being wealthy. For the last 2 years, I fell off the fitness journey and fell to rock bottom. And at first, it wasn't noticeable and I felt fine, until I noticed that I started to feel sad for no reason, and doing the slightest of activities will leave me out of breath and exhausted and just tired all the time. No energy, nothing. It wasn't until like 2 months ago when I started to do some light activity, even if it's just 30 minutes every day, just some activity, walking, running, jumping, skipping, doing a workout, and I felt alive. My body felt a little bit stronger. I felt some energy to get up and do things, to get back in a routine. With my 12-hour shifts that I have at work and my YouTube hustle, I started to put my health and my body on the back burner and completely forgot about all that matters, that your body is a temple and you should treat it as such. Health is wealth. And no matter how young you are, your health is never guaranteed. So we need to invest in it. We need to spend some money on our health, whether by eating healthy, eating less processed foods, saying goodbye to KFC. Yes, I know it's hard, but no more kernel. Try to sleep for 8 hours or until you're rested. We always have this notion that, yo, sleep is for the dead and we have to go out there and hustle. But trust me, not everybody is Elon Musk who can run for 6 hours of sleep. Most of us are productive when we get our full rest, and our body will thank us for it. Maintain regular activity. You buy some skipping rope, you buy some dumbbell, you even go up on a track in your community or go on the road, go for a run, go for a walk. If you're at work and you have some downtime, take a half an hour walk out that food at lunchtime, just to get that blood moving throughout your body. Do some yoga, just something for movement. Meditate, and that's something that I'm currently working on. So my meditation, I'm trying to incorporate a lot more prayer and a lot more gratitude. So all I'm trying to say is that invest in your health, because it will help improve your work, your lifestyle, your personality, and your confidence. And who doesn't want all of that? And number 5 is going to be something personal: stocks. Now I sound like a broken record, but the fact is, the earlier that you start to invest, the better your chances of building wealth and outpacing inflation. The stock market is the easiest way for people to build wealth or retain value on their money. And to make this example as clear as day, let me use the DCA calculator from My Money JA. And DCA stands for dollar cost averaging, and this is just the action of buying a stock at a set dollar amount that you can afford, let's say $5,000, on a time horizon that you choose to make that payment reoccurring. So basically, you invest $5,000 in a stock every month, every week, every day, whichever you choose, and you just keep that going like a savings account. But let me show you the example, because people generally learn better that way. I know I do. So let's say you're 28 years old right now, and you started to invest in a specific stock when you're 22 years old. When you were 22, you remember that your financial advisor told you, yo, I think it's a good idea to buy the stock that you always see yourself buying their product. And you are a man now where you love your canned beef, you love your Grace canned beef, so you said, why not buy some Grace stock? So you invested in GK, and since you were 22 when you started that investment, it's going to be 2016 to the current date. And if you invest $5,000 every month into that stock, into GK, that initial investment would be worth $355,556.65. Now, as of today, that $300,000 investment is now worth $666,276.16 with a dividends of $37,435.13. That gives you a 87.39% increase over 6 years. So tell me now, isn't investing in stocks as clear as day to you guys? And it can get even better, because with that $37,000 you got in dividends, if you don't withdraw that dividends, just keep investing it back into the stock. So when you get that dividends to your account, you use it and buy more stock, plus you invest in your $5,000 every month, yo, your returns are going to be great. You treat that like a retirement fund or a savings account or a house deposit money, yo, you're golden. With investing, it's even better when you are younger, because you can learn the process, you can make mistakes, and you can afford to make them because you have age, you have time on your side. Plus, if you start younger and you know what you're doing, the compounding effect will leave you with a lot of money in the future. But wait, I know I promised you 5, but here's an honorable mention. Invest in a reliable used car. So I know I'm not one to talk, because I have a brand new 2019 Honda car, and I love cars, and cars are my weakness. The shiny they are, the faster they are, the better. But by having a car, it makes you more accessible. Think about having a job that does a lot of call outs and you can pick up a lot of extra shifts, making you some overtime money. By having a car, you're more portable and reliable to get to other jobs. Plus, if you live in another parish, let's say Mandeville, and the good jobs are in Kingston, and you can travel to Kingston daily and maybe not have to pay the rent because you have a car, you can work out that maths for yourself. But having a car can make you more marketable. Plus, if it's a reliable, used, cheap car, you can either buy that car out in cash so you don't have any monthly payments on it, or you can use a loan and pay a low amount. But if you want to know the real hidden cost of owning a car or buying a car, you can check out my brethren's video. His name is Emar. Check out his channel. He does personal finance also, where he goes in depth on the purchasing, maintenance, and actually budgeting for a motor vehicle. So check it out. This list is something that I stand by. And while it won't apply to everybody, I think that if most of us in our 20s follow this list or even try to follow half of this list, then we will be much better to access that path of wealth or financial freedom in the future. So take the time, assess this list, implement it, and let's improve our lifestyle in our 20s. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also ring that notification bell. Like, what are you doing? Ring it to be in the know, to be a part of the Future Millionaires Club. Until next time, this has been Demetress Fairman, and I bid you happy investing in your coming weeks.